Xiao Evil said, Xiao Ding, should we go? Xiao Ding said, go there, do you want to buy some things before leaving? Xiaoxie smiled, no need, we are not a big move, it is very convenient to carry the silver. Xiao Ding said, okay, where are you going? The little evil thought, Zhongnan Mountain is not far from Chang'an City, the old man has confessed to find his friend, and now he has nothing to do and is on the way, so it doesn't hurt to go there. He said, Xiao Ding, how about we go to Zhongnan Mountain for a walk? Xiao Ding smiled, whatever you want, I have no opinion. Soon they had packed up their light journey, and after giving their tents, they were heading for the west of the city. Fang Yan had received a report from his subordinates and rushed to see him off. Fang Yan said, Little Bao Master, don't you stay for a few more days before leaving? Xiao Ding said, Fang Remnant doesn't need it, I want to walk around, come back next time, thank you for your hospitality in the past few days. Fang Yan said, this is the duty of the subordinates, but the subordinates have received the order of the young gang master, and the young gang leader said that if the little Bao master is fine, he will return to Jiangnan quickly, so as not to make the young gang master worry. Xiao Ding said, I know, I'll walk back slowly, and you also tell my brother to ask him not to worry, saying that I have 11 bags of Elder Yang Daxia to protect me, there is no problem. She looked at the little evil and smiled. Fang Yan also pursed his lips and smiled, this. The subordinates reported it according to the truth. The little evil smiled and said, Lord Fang Rudder, 11 bags of elders are also quite big, by the way, you can ask your helper for me, is he willing to seal my 11 bags, so it's fun to hang them up like that. Fang Yan smiled and said, okay. The old man must convey it for you. Everyone also raised their heads and laughed, and soon. Xiao Ding said, Fang Yan, it's okay for you to go back. Let your subordinates give you a ride. Fang Yan went straight to the outside of the city gate, and then turned around and walked back to Chang'an City. Xiaoxie glanced at Xiao Ding and said, Little treasure lord, you are really windy, you have been sent outside the city from inside the city, do you want someone to send you back to the city from outside the city? Xiaoxie chuckled, she knew that as soon as she took the next mouth, she would say something that would not finish, she said, no need, let's go. In fact, you are walking in Chang'an City, and the non-pointing man said, Yang Xiaoxie, the smiling wealth god, is here. When Xiaoxie heard this, he immediately drank old wine, fluttering like a fairy, he shrugged his shoulders and smiled, there, everyone loves to eat, haha. He smiled proudly. Xiao Ding said with a smile, I think that in a few days, the Jade Emperor is really going to come down to you to learn Kung Fu. Xiaoxie smiled and said, I can't imagine that Xiao Bao has become a horse fart, I am willing to bow to the wind, Xiaoqi, you are also as fast as you. He and Xiaoqi had already smiled and bowed 90 degrees. Xiao Ding really couldn't help him, and she couldn't escape if she didn't want to change the topic. She said, okay. Xiaoxie smiled, then don't forget to eat more sweet potatoes for 3 meals, so that you can play the flute all the way, haha. He had already thought of if he stuffed the flute in his hips. Xiao Dinky said, what does eating sweet potatoes have to do with playing the flute? The little evil smiled and said, the sky can't be revealed, haha. XXX. The shallow white clouds will be on the horizon, gently brushing the sleeves and falling in the spring breeze. The flowers are not returned, and the people of Qingshan are drunk. Xiaoxie is half a beautiful woman by his side, and half of him drinks a lot. He finds Xiaoqi, a simple brother, and he has to fight for wine along the way. However, drinking is drinking, and things have to be done when they come. Yes, the little evil has finished the last sip of wine, and he is paying attention to the passers-by on the official road. These people are not the same, because they are in a hurry. Although they are fast, they do not seem impatient and tired at all, and they have not seen them sweating profusely. This is only one kind of person, first-class martial arts master. There are quite a few of these masters, and they all glance at Xiaoxie intentionally or unintentionally. That's enough for the alert little evil. Xiaoxie asked, Xiao Ding, do you know those people? They seem to be coming for us, seeing that they turn back from time to time and deliberately look at others, they are actually nailing, and they must not be a good way. Xiao Ding was said by Xiao Ye and began to pay attention to these strange pedestrians. She said, I don't know any of them, but it seems that one or two are disciples of the Shenyu Gate, because I saw a Shenyu Gate unique symbol hanging on his waist, a vulture, but the disciples of the Shenyu Gate are all over the world, and it is not uncommon for them to appear on the official road. Xiaoxie didn't tell the last time he killed the disciples of the Shenyu sect with Xiaoqi in the restaurant. No wonder Xiao Ding said so. Xiaoxie shouted, Xiao Ding, we have to have a holiday with the Shenyu Gate. Why we didn't offend them? Xiaoxie smiled bitterly, offended, offended, greatly offended. That day, Xiaoqi and I were drinking in the restaurant, and then you left first. Now they're coming to see us off. Xiao Ding shouted when he heard it, look at you, you always provoke some first-class people, and if you don't have the Flying Dragon Castle, you are the Shenyu Gate, or you are the Four Evils and Nine Demons, you are the Emperor statue of Zai Wang, and you can bear it. She's really angry and funny, and the little evil always jokes with her life. It's the little evil who thinks of the personality of doing there and there, and always makes some unexpected things to do, and he still smiles and doesn't care at all. Xiaoxie smiled, how can I be blamed for this? It was the people who bullied me first, and I taught them a lesson, damn, who is afraid of whom but? It's better to run away. He smiled awkwardly. Xiao Ding laughed and said, you are really messing around, even the Shenyu sect you want to teach people a lesson. Xiaoxie shouted, I'm not afraid of trouble, but I've been tired lately and it's good to take a break. Let's go to the town in front, rent a carriage and sit comfortably, like an emperor. Haha, be an emperor. Xiao Ding shouted, is it okay to be serious, little evil? Now that you still have the heart to joke, let's go quickly. As soon as he pulled the little evil's hand, he rushed forward. Xiao Ye was pulled and immediately shouted, Xiao Ding, let go, why are you holding someone's hand in broad daylight? Xiao Ding shook off the little evil hand and shouted, okay. After that, you don't pull my. Before the words could be spoken, she had already found that she had lost her words, and she was extremely embarrassed, and ran to the town without looking back. Xiaoxie smiled and said to Xiaoqi, Xiaoqi, have you seen it? This woman obviously loves to hold people's hands, but she is embarrassed. Wait a minute, she must find a good carriage and wait for us, so that we will not be followed, and we will not be able to be the emperor at that time. He had the intention to ask Xiao Ding to go to Guche first, so he made this trick, and it worked very well. Xiaoqi smiled, there is an escape set. He snorted. H. Xiaoqi also smiled, dead yes I. Xiaoxie laughed for a moment, kicked him in the leg again, and shouted, fuck. If you haven't run away, you will say you are dead. This is still a fart yes, not dead, understand? Xiaoqi touched his buttocks with both hands and smiled, and wanted to learn to speak, just like in front of the teacher. He didn't dare to laugh when he heard the teacher fart, his face was red. There was a teacher like Xiaoxie, which was enough for him. Xiaoqi tried his best to read the correct sound, but in the end, he still didn't think it reasonably, and pronounced yes or not death as death makes up for death, and he was unhappy with the test. Xiaoye kept hitting him on the head, and finally said in despair, forget it. Take your time, but with you fooling around, life is also good. Haha. The two walked to the town laughing. As soon as he arrived in Xiaozhen, Xiao asked Xiaoqi to detour the road, and he went to a few doors, and as soon as he saw a carriage, he jumped inside, and shouted, I love the strong Xiao Ding, I'm here. As soon as he jumped into the carriage, Xiao Ding was sitting inside. Xiao Ding Qi said, Little evil, how do you know that I am in the carriage? The little evil god patted Heng Mu angrily and said, I will calculate, like Ji Liang, borrowing the east wind and borrowing the west wind, I am borrowing Xiao Ding Feng this time. How about it? He gently pinched Xiao Ding's nose and laughed from time to time.